Welcome into Peapod Cove, late edition, and we followed K Dot all throughout this battle. This channel started literally not too long after, well, before the battle started. So a lot of things we covered on this channel was about the battle. So it comes out today because I just posted a video for the actual reaction of K Dot at the Super Bowl, and I'm waiting for more people to come in here. But the reaction to the actual Super Bowl performance I posted, it should be up. Make sure I go check it out. I got the Nuggets coming. I just did a reaction to that one. I got that one coming soon. But I just wanted to come on. I haven't been on in a while. I haven't done a live stream in a while where we could just talk about, what's going on. So K Dot, the results are in. I'm waiting for more people to come in, but the results are in, right? And when I say the results are in, what I mean by that is what I mean by that is the amount of views or viewers came out today. And according to Rock Nation, this is the highest viewed Super Bowl show ever. Ever. It surpassed Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. It's the highest ever when you think about the people that watched it. And if you ask me, more people are going to watch it on replay now than ever as in the past, because back in the past, the only way we were able to rewatch the Super Bowl was if we saw it on TV. We didn't have the files or the capability to replay it on the internet. So that number's going to humongously grow. It's going to grow a lot. So basically, we got to talk about it. How do y'all feel about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance being the highest gross? We talking about, you think about all the people that has performed at the Super Bowl. Think about all the people that has performed in the past. We talking Prince. We talking Michael Jackson. We talking Whitney Houston. We talking Maroon 5, Dr. Dre. However, this is the highest gross. Why is that? The highest, well, I wouldn't say gross, highest ever when it comes to, watched. Why is this one the highest? That there's been a lot. There's been a lot before, right? But why is this one stand out so much? K Dot? You think K Dot has something to do with that? I think so, right? I think K Dot has something to do with that. How do y'all feel? I want to know how y'all feel. Leave me some comments down there so I can respond. When you look, you can see. I know you're going to be watching later on after, but leave me your comments down there. How do y'all feel about the Super Bowl performance? This is one of these situations where there's been so much mixed feelings. And it's been on a broad spectrum. Now, I just want to know, what did people expect from a hip hop rap artist? Like, when they say Kendrick Lamar, did you expect him not to just rap? He is a rapper. And these are things that I'm still kind of wondering about. I'm really wondering about. And the numbers show. I'm looking at this, and the only thing you think the NFL probably wonders is, how come they weren't able to keep him there the whole time? because it showed where the numbers spiked when that Super Bowl halftime show came and people found out it was the halftime. The numbers flooded in big time. And as it flooded in, people just, they came in and watched. And how do y'all think it was controversial? I don't think it was controversial. I enjoyed every minute of the Super Bowl. I did a reaction to it. Make sure I go check out the reaction. If y'all really, yeah, check the reaction out. It's pretty cool. I was in there. I was feeling myself. But I want to hear from y'all. I want to know how y'all feeling. Peapod Code. I'm not on in the nighttime, but I am today. So how y'all feeling? Let me know. But let's help the throat out right there. Oh yeah. I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate it. So, like I've been saying, Kendrick Lamar is the most watched Super Bowl performer ever. When I say ever, anyone that's ever performed at Super Bowl had less viewers at the Super Bowl halftime show than Kendrick Lamar. And that number is going to increase by a lot because more people are going to watch it even more and more within the next couple of days, because once they hear about it, whether it's good or bad, they're going to tune in and they're going to watch it. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think the performance is worth the fuss? How do y'all feel about the performance? Let me know down in the comments because I want to know. I want to know. I want to get like, I'm not on this late, so most of my guys are on it today. But I want to know down in the comments. I want this video to get 100 likes, because K-Dot deserves it. If y'all think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest MCs, and basically this is all because of how good he is culturally, like the video. Give me a like. Give me a like. Man, it's really one of these situations where you feel happy for hip hop. This is all about hip hop. It's not about Kendrick or Drake or Future, or this is a win for hip hop. If you truly love and like what hip hop was, to banging on the glass, beat boxing, writing beats, that's what it came from, to literally winning 5 Grammys for a track that was kind of the origin of hip hop, the beatbox and the things like that. And when I see things like that, it amazes me because I remember what hip hop came from. I remember being in school in the 90s and us banging on books and banging on, the side of the mirrors in the cafeteria, guys coming up with beats. That's what hip hop's about. To being at the Super Bowl, it's amazing. It's really amazing to me. And I don't see how a lot of people could come out here and just say, oh, this was one of the worst performances they've ever seen. Now, I know everybody have different cups of tea or coffee, whatever you like. I don't have that problem. But I can go into another genre of music. Even if I don't like the music, I can say that was a good performance. However, the music doesn't suit me. But there's no way you can tell me, literally, you can say, I don't like this performance. It sucks. Because to me, that was one of the greatest performances ever. And look at the most viewed ever, right? And with the way the internet's set up today, that number is going to go up even more. Back in the day when Michael Jackson, who I think had the record, if you wanted to see that replay, you had to wait for them to show it to us. Now we can just watch it on whatever site it's on, and the numbers are going to grow. So that number is going to go up even more. It's going to go up even more. I want to know, how do y'all feel about the Super Bowl performance? Do y'all think it's worth all the fuss? I want to know how y'all feel about it. Because, like I said, I think it was one of the best performances I've ever seen. My kid, who doesn't like Kendrick Lamar, after the Super Bowl turned and looked at me and he said, I want to go to a Kendrick Lamar show. He literally turned to me and said that. And he's not a fan. He's 24 years old. He's not a fan of Kendrick. Just from watching that show, we watched it live, and then I did my reaction. Y'all can check out the reaction on the channel. But I'm I could say I'm a K-Dot fan. I used to like Drake a lot back in the day, but after Scorpion, I think I kind of lost him after that. But anybody checked in on Drake? Make sure he's all right? Somebody need to check in on him. Listen. I'm here tonight just chilling out because I'm appreciating where hip hop has gone, where hip hop has become. Hip hop just won 5. Actually, Doechii won a major hip hop award too, but TDE 6 Grammys, and then they go to the Super Bowl and dominate the Super Bowl with, to me, what was one of the best performances ever. Now, to be fair, I haven't watched a lot of the Super Bowls in the past couple of years. I did watch the last hip hop one, which was with Dr. Dre, Snoop, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, and Sir Kendrick Lamar. This, to me, blows that away by far. Maroon 5 was, I mean, when you're talking real hip hop, that's what I saw in this show, real hip hop, the acapella. That, to me, that was one of the best parts of the hip hop experience. It took it back to where hip hop started, with beatbox, acapella, right? Beatbox and acapella. Let's go in here. You see. I mean, I can't really show too much of the video because you know how YouTube is. But basically, you look at the I mean, you think about, regardless of whatever people are saying out there, they be like, oh, you could see the real haters, the whole people that separated the Kendrick Drake beef. When you look at those people, there's a lot of haters in there, and I like to put it down the middle. I saw Drake did his Australian thing in his white boots or whatever the hell that was, and it was cool. Listen, I want to see Drake do good. I'm waiting to see him put out something that's I'm really gonna gravitate to. So I'm not sitting here wishing Drake fell or wishing things don't work out. But right now, K-Dot is winning. In 2025, right now, is looking really good for dude. And I want to know how y'all feel. If y'all just come in, please hit the like button, help the channel out, help me get to a bigger, audience. I appreciate it. If y'all want to help the channel, hit the like button. That's it, please. And leave a comment. I want to hear from you. But we talking about Kendrick Lamar, Super Bowl. It came out today. He has the highest watched, highest viewed Super Bowl ever, over Michael Jackson, over Whitney Houston. One that when she did, I don't know if she actually did the Super Bowl. I don't know if she sang the national anthem. But Maroon 5, you think of everybody that's basically performed before Kendrick Lamar. Think about that. Everyone that's performed before Kendrick Lamar. However, it's been the most, it seemed like controversial, right? But it shouldn't be. Should it be? Should it be controversial? But whatever, we know K-Dot's gonna create buzz because he's a poet. He's everything above. He's created some of the, I mean, you think about the performance he did. He actually did 2 songs from the diss track that he actually put out there, and he didn't do a lot of the old stuff. He did most of the things that he did was new, was up to date, was more, today, now. And he wanted to make sure we understand the now was basically, going after Drake, stuff like that. I can't really show too many videos because, they don't like that. Everybody is trying to claim their content. So here we go. The record was previously held by Michael Jackson in 1993. Do you know how long that's been? The 1993. That's a long ass time, right? Think about that shit. And Michael Jackson is the biggest pop star of all time until Taylor Swift came out. Something like that, right? She's got to be the biggest pop star since Taylor Swift come out. So I'm not sure, but Taylor Swift, I don't think has ever done the Super Bowl. But he has broken Michael Jackson record. And he is the king of pop. And it's crazy that Michael Jackson actually came up in this beef numerous times, the flip between Mike and Prince, which both of them performed at the Super Bowl. I think I enjoyed the Michael Jackson one a little better. Let me know down in the comments, if you're watching this later, who you think won the battle between Mike and Prince. But right now we're talking about Kendrick Lamar, Sir Kendrick Lamar. And I think he is, and he's basically proven he's the best. I mean, how could you not say that? And if you feel different, I want to know your comments. Let me know why. Why do you think Kendrick Lamar doesn't deserve all the praise he's getting? Come on, I need somebody to say he doesn't deserve this. Because, like I said, I went to work and a couple of guys said to me, I think that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen. And I asked them, I said, well, do you watch it? Do you listen to hip hop? And they said no, but it was just horrible. And I said, what about it was horrible? But they couldn't really explain, But I want to know, how do y'all feel about that? Because it's okay to say you didn't like something, but to say you hate it, I can listen to other music, and if the performance is good, I can say, yeah, that is good, but it's just not my music. I could say, yeah, that is pretty good artistry, but it's just not my music. And when you see things and moments like this happen, you kind of figure out what side you're on. It doesn't happen like automatically all the time. Sometimes by accident, but you kind of figure out what side you're on. And when Cat Williams said it, on God's side or the other side, it really true and resonate to that when you think about it. It really does. But we're talking Kendrick right here. Now, this is a short stream I'm doing. I figure I come out and talk about it. You know, seeing who's on in the nighttime. I see a few of you popping in and popping out, but no comments. That's okay. That's okay. As Zika know, yeah, I'm doing the peekaboo. Yeah, like right here. Peekaboo. Just pop in and pop out. That's all right. We'll come back later. Like I said, I want to show the video too much because they block a lot of people. But just Kendrick, he's winning. There is nothing you can't say about Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar is winning 2024, well, half of 2024, and he gonna have 2025 all to himself. I know Drake got something coming out. I think it's about the 14th, a couple of days from now. What the hell is it called? Something with Party. If UMG don't help him or don't help him push that album, do y'all think it's going anywhere? Huh? Do y'all think it's going anywhere? Because somebody need to go check on Drake. Somebody really need to go check on him. Right? Don't y'all think so? And hey, any Drake fans checking in, let me know how his Australian tour is going. I need to check up on that. I know his first tours weren't selling out, but people are showing up. People are coming. When you go to a continent or a place like that, usually people are excited because you're there. And they're usually going to go because a lot of celebrities will always come there, especially like a Drake. So a lot of times people are just going to go because they want to go and watch, something. And you know what? His back catalog is pretty good. If he came to my city, I would go and watch. I would probably would. But it's good I'm hoping that he recovered from a lot of this stuff. I think he might be stained, but I got my little, what do they call it? Little rabbit's foot. And I'm going to keep my rabbit's foot back here and hope that he make it out of it. But somebody need to go check on Drake, do a wellness check. Make sure he's all right. Go check on Drake. Because y'all know, somebody tell me, how's Drake doing in Australia? I haven't checked in a while. How's he doing in Australia? Kendrick's over here winning. He's getting Grammys. He's like literally putting on performances at the Super Bowl that's just out of this world insane, just mind blowing. People have been digging up nuggets since he dropped the Super Bowl performance, from yonder to below to, I mean, you think about it, everybody. I got a one dropping. It's going to drop tomorrow. I think of like 6 or 7 a.m. And it just goes into in depth of how serious this guy is. He does nothing without intent. Everything he puts in his music, in his video, is intended to be there. There's no accidental whatever. And it's just, people say diabolical. They call him the boogeyman, and that's for a reason. Just like he said, sometimes you got to pop out and show him. And he's been doing that. And but somebody need to go check on Drake, because at some point he's got to come back. And I'm praying for this party album to be somewhat listenable, right? How y'all feel about it? Because at the end of the day, we want all these guys to be winning. Because if 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 he gets Ja Rule, he gets Ja Rule. But if the music is good, we still gonna listen, right? Nah. How y'all feeling about that? Y'all not gonna listen? Look at that. The most ever. He literally surpassed Michael Jackson. He surpassed Michael Jackson. Well, I'm gonna talk about it. You know, but yeah, they play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. Yeah, go check out my video on that one. I talked about how Not Like Us was played at the Super Bowl, and a lot of people before the Super Bowl speculated of what could not have happened. But I thought after the performance, I should say the performance, but after the Grammy Awards, when he went up to accept those awards and they played the entire, you know, part to the most damaging part of the song on the Grammys, on the big stage. I wouldn't say the network, but live for everyone to hear. I think that at that point we all knew it was okay. But K Dot still he edited out some of the things. It was edited out. And we appreciated it for that because at this point, we're just kicking the corpse. I wouldn't say down the road. You just kicking it. It ain't going nowhere. You just want to kick it and let it stay where it is because sometimes you don't want to put the nasty in the neighbor's yard because you know the neighbor's pretty good, right? But that's kind of what happened. But at the end of the day, we talking K Dot, man, and he's the highest grossed. Watched ever. I mean, think about people that's performed before Kendrick Lamar at Super Bowls. We talk about the Dr. Dre's, we talk about the Prince, the Michael Jackson, and he has the most. And that number's gonna grow even more. People gonna watch even more of it because as they watch more of it, because it's so much easier to stream now than it was back in Michael Jackson time. I remember that time. That was back in '91. We didn't have streaming. You had to wait for us to. They had to replay it for us to see it. Now with streaming, you can just click on and boom, 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 boom. You can get replayed back to back to back like that. You got Spotify, you got different streaming places that it's available to. Back in the day, they didn't have that. So that number's gonna go up even much faster. Much faster. So how do y'all feel about that? If y'all come in, make sure y'all like the video. I appreciate it. Please, it helps get it out to more people. And let me know how you feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Yeah, it's definitely one of these situations where you got to look at it and say, this is a win for hip hop. If you love hip hop, you cannot tell me this is not a win for hip hop. Were you disappointed with the halftime show? I want to know. I want to know your honest opinion down in the comments or in the chat right now. Were you disappointed? Like, and if you were disappointed, what were you expecting from a rap hip hop artist? Tell me, what were you expecting from a rap hip hop artist at the Super Bowl? I want to know your comments. Come on, I want to know, because there's a lot of people out here that saying this was one of the worst performances they have ever seen. Like ever seen. Like, oh wow, this is one of the worst Super Bowl performances I've ever seen. Do y'all feel that way? I don't feel that way. I don't think that's accurate, right? Do y'all think that's accurate? Now it's 2:30 on the East Coast AM, and I'm just here chilling out. I'm doing trying to, I'm just talking about Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, he has the highest ever grossed, ever grossed. I don't want to show those things too much, but he got Michael Jackson just out the box, yo. You think about that, to beat out the king of pop, and the fact that Michael Jackson came up a lot in this beef when it comes to him and Drake is another checkmate for K Dot. Because at the end of the day, if you don't remember, he sunned Prince when he did the flip in the Euphoria. He sunned him, a father to a son. Basically, he was Joe Jackson. And he did that flip on Drake. Now he was Joe Jackson, so he became the father to Michael Jackson, and then he beats Michael Jackson in the most viewed Super Bowl. So I want to know how y'all feel about that. Do y'all think Kendrick deserves to beat the king of pop? The king of pop, we talking about one of the greatest, right? The greatest that was literally mentioned in this rap, in this hip hop battle over and over and over. And Kendrick sunned him to the Prince. He sunned him, right? So let me know how y'all feel about that. How y'all feel about that? Yeah, I'm just here chilling tonight. So how do I feel about Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance? A lot of people are calling it trash. They say this shit is trash. It is trash. And I don't feel the same way. I think for a hip hop event, I think it was one of the best things I've seen. But everyone is free to their own opinion, right? Your opinion's an opinion. And I'm here for the opinions, right? Right or wrong. How'd you feel? Some say it was trash. I thought it was good. How do y'all feel about that? I want to know. I mean, who's judging, right? But I think you can be fair here. You can basically say, listen, this is how I feel about this shit. How do y'all feel about it? Is it worth all the fuss, everything that it's getting? Do y'all really think that Kendrick is as good as they say he is? Because you think about this. To have more views than Michael Jackson, to have more views than the ones Whitney Houston has done. It's amazing, isn't it? Isn't that one of the most amazing things you could think about? People come and go, but at the end of the day, what are we talking about? We're talking about art. Now we're talking about hip hop. I love the fact that everything Kendrick did at the Super Bowl was pure hip hop. I love the fact that he kept it hip hop. The acapella was pure hip hop. It's a rendition of how hip hop started with beatbox and things like that. But at the end of the day, everyone have different feelings, and you can go around Twitter and you can go on different places, and you would really think that this was one of the worst performances ever done in our lifetime that we have seen. Is this one of the worst performances we've seen? I want to know. because I liked it. I talked to my son who's 24 who watched it with me, and he's not a Kendrick Lamar fan. And when it went off, the first thing he looked at me and he said, "That was amazing." He said, "That was amazing." He said, "I would love to go watch him in concert." And I looked at him because, I like Kendrick. I like Drake too, but I like Kendrick. And I'm actually thinking about seeing if I get tickets when he come on the East Coast. I'm in Connecticut, so I'm in between Boston and New York. So I have two opportunities. I don't think he's coming up Connecticut, but he's either in Boston or New York. And my kid was like, "Listen, I would come with you because I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that everything about it, And I got the Nuggets Explained dropping tomorrow on the channel. Actually, no, today. It's dropping sometime this morning on the channel. So make sure y'all check it out. Please like the video. Like the video. I'm trying to get 100 likes for this video so it can get to a bigger audience. Please like the video if y'all can. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's get back to to Kendrick. I look around the internet and I see a lot of people hating on him, and some of them are OVOs. They wear the owl on their chest, proud. Um, what did Grandma say? Honesty is the best policy, right? And if you're honest with yourself, and you listen to real hip hop and you hear it, what it is, then you understand what that Super Bowl show is about. There is no one that likes hip hop that can sit here and say, "I didn't enjoy that. I did not enjoy that," and be real about it. And it's not about being a Kendrick fan or a Drake fan, because Drake could have done this too, but it would have been totally different because Drake's not a pure hip hop guy. And Jay-Z has caught a lot of flack for things in the past. But I think we also need to praise Jay-Z for allowing Kendrick Lamar to have the first solo hip hop performance at the Super Bowl. Because at the end of the day, Jay-Z picked Kendrick Lamar because he understood if hip hop's going to be represented, he wanted to make sure it was done culturally right. And that's the way I look at it. He wanted to make sure it was done culturally right. So you have to really kind of praise Jay-Z too at some point, because they're the ones that chose Kendrick Lamar. They could have choose a lot of other hip hop artists, but would they have represented the culture the way Kendrick did at the Super Bowl? Leave me a comment. Let me know if I'm wrong. I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from everybody. And like I said, somebody need to check on Drake. Is he even allowed to come back in the country? Is Drake allowed to come back in the country? Somebody let me know. How is his concert going over there in Australia? I know the first concert, it wasn't totally sold out, but he had a good turnout, and I like that. I like to see Drizzy doing good. Hopefully something from his new catalog eventually land. I'm waiting to see what happened with this Party album. Let me know how y'all feel about this Party album Drake about to drop, because I don't think UMG gonna do anything to push that album, and I could see that just. But I'm always praying for good. But right now we're talking about K. Dot, amazing accomplishment, beating out Michael Jackson to be the most watched Super Bowl halftime performance ever. And if y'all want, if I'm gonna do a backstory on the Michael Jackson performance, was the year before, in Living Color took over the halftime show, and they beat out the Super Bowl so bad that the following year they had to go get Michael Jackson in order to beat the ratings of In the Living Color. That's just a little Black history for the month since it's February. But I appreciate everybody coming through. Please like the video. I'm trying to get 100 likes on this video. I appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance. It's been getting a lot of shit. It's been getting a lot of love. It's been getting hate. It's been everywhere. How do y'all feel about it? Your voice could be heard here. I want to know. I want to know. There was a lot of hidden things in there. I got the hidden nuggets video coming out today later on the channel. Make sure I check it out. Make sure I like and subscribe to the videos, especially just like them. That's all. That's all. It's crazy because the Super Bowl was like a dud. You know, the fact that our country paid $18 million so the president could attend the Super Bowl is diabolical within itself. The fact that Patrick Mahomes, who's one of the greatest or best, but going for three in a row, I enjoyed watching the Eagles beat his butt, tear him up, knock him out early. I don't know if he was concussed or whatever. And then to watch the Super Bowl halftime show, Kendrick Lamar, and then you can feel the hostility in the performance. It was one of those situations where you were like, wow, like knowing everything that went on in the beef, and if you go back to the first couple of channels, my channel started right before this beef started with Drake and Kendrick. And you look at it made it all the way to the Super Bowl. It made it all the way to the Super Bowl. And of course, there's a winner and a loser, and we all know who those people are, the winners and the losers. But now it seemed like the losers are trying to taint Kendrick's performance because they lost. Judge the performance, not the, don't be hating. Don't be hating, because you know what? I seen Drake did his performance and he even came out with little bullet holes and all that. And I like that. I want him to basically come back and be a better Drake. I hope this makes him better. That's what people normally do. When they get hit down, they go back, they rebuild, and they come back stronger. Right? That's what we're supposed to do. You go back, rebuild, come back stronger. So I'm not going to sit here and say I want Drake to fail and just fall on his face. If he gets Ja Rule, you get Ja Rule. By the end of the day, I'm hoping that he comes back and make good music. And like think about if Drake comes back with some of the most banging stuff, what that's going to do for 2025 going into 2026. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. So I'm not going to sit here and say I wish that. No, man, I wish this dude fell. No. We need hip hop to be at the greatest. And you know what? If he could make it back, man, it's going to be one of those things where you be like, wow, Drizzy back. Now, I've always said, I think he's done, until he dropped this lawsuit with UMG. I don't know how this party album is going to do with whatever he's putting out coming up soon. But as far as K-Dot, I think it's going to rule 2025. 2025 is all K-Dot, TDE. We still suspect there could be another album dropping before his tour. Do y'all think he got an album drop? Because he did kind of reference the deluxe, and he also performed that song that he also released on the GNX. When the GNX release happened, and he performed that at the Super Bowl. So I'm wondering if that is actually going to come out on an album coming up soon. Hey, if y'all coming in here, please like the video if y'all can. I appreciate it. Get it out to more people. Trying to get 100 likes on this video. If y'all here for K-Dot, I appreciate it. Like it, because K-Dot basically broke the record. You think of hip hop. If you're an older person, you'll understand where hip hop came from. You remember back in school when you used to be beatboxing on the table, making up raps, to being at the Super Bowl, to winning 5 Grammys, to being at the Super Bowl, a diss record. We all know what the record mean, but we'll just leave that alone for now. But as much hate as K-Dot has gotten since the performance, And we know a lot of the what's the word, soapbox. There's not a lot of truth in the serum they're serving, right? There's not a lot of truth in there. You could tell there's not a lot of truth. And we got to be honest with ourselves. I want to know, how do y'all feel about Kendrick Lamar's performance in the Super Bowl? Hip hop performance. I think it was one of the best performances ever. And that's against things that's been up. Now, the statistics show it's the highest watched. What made it the highest watch? Why did everybody tune in just to watch that and not watch the Super Bowl? Like think of the past Super Bowls and the ratings. Like Michael Jackson came to do the Super Bowl because In Living Color was doing such of a better job that they called Michael Jackson. And that was the highest gross ever. Hasn't been that highest since till now, till Kendrick Lamar comes and does his set in his turn. And that's what I love about it. That's what I love about it. I can't hate on that. I'll never hate on that because the thing I love about Kendrick and what he did what he did for this performance was he kept it culture, culture, and as long as you keep it culture, you're always gonna win when it comes to rap and hip hop, and you're always gonna win. So he did that. He came out and I thought it was a great performance. I'm trying to go see him when the tour come out. He's coming around my way. Like I said, I'm in Connecticut. I'm between New York and Boston. So the distance is about the same drive. But I'm definitely going to try to check out. Hey, anybody going to see Kendrick's tour? Kendrick and SZA? Anybody going to the Kendrick and SZA tour? Let me know. I want to hear from y'all. Now, yeah. Listen, I could see them dropping a surprise album together. That would really be the icing on the cake. That'll be the icing on the cake right there. If Kendrick and SZA drop a collab album, because people have thought about it. Now Kendrick and SZA has been together for a long time. We're talking SZA's been on albums with Black Hippie. She's not new to Kendrick Lamar and TDE. They've been like brother sister for a long, long, long time. So you think about it, like that is so possible for them to drop a surprise album. But anyone going to the concert so far? Anyone's gotten tickets? Who's going to the show? I'm definitely looking into going to the show. Definitely looking at going to the show. If y'all got tickets, I got these crazy thumbnails made up because after I watched the Super Bowl, like I said, I thought it was one of the greatest things I ever seen. And then I go to work and I talk to a few guys, and a couple of them told me that's the worst shit they've ever heard. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So what is it about it? Do you like hip hop? Do you enjoy it? Oh no, I'm not really into hip hop. You know, I'm not really into hip hop. And I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't for you. And some of them, they like it. And you got to ask the question: does Kendrick Lamar represent hip hop? And did he do a good representation of it at the Super Bowl? with all the backlash that he got from his performance, right? We got a couple comments coming in here. Salavia Path, did I say that right? Kendrick is the GOAT. I think he's been a GOAT for a while. And he's he's basically separated himself from everybody else, right? He separated himself. There is no big three anymore. There is no big three. You know, when I sit out here and I hear some of these comments from, and you can kind of tell who's working for the ops and who's not, right? You can tell who's working for the ops and who's not. And when you look at them and you said, you got that out of that explanation, hey, if you're now coming in, make sure you please like the video. I appreciate it. Get it out to more people, you know. But yeah, we here talking about K-Dot. A lot of people are hating on the situation. And I'm just here to talk, to have a discussion. If you want to chime in, leave a comment down there, and I'll respond to it. K-Dot's the GOAT, but we ain't talking about rap GOAT. Right now we're talking about the Super Bowl. And a lot of people said the performance was trash. Some people said it was trash. I thought it was good. I went to work. Somebody, boy, told me to my face, he said, yo, that shit was trash. Yeah, he was a different nationality and he listened to different music. So I asked him, I said, well, do you listen to hip hop on a regular? Oh, no, not really. So I said, what made it trash? What justified it to be trash? And a lot of people are doing that where they're just, no, now I understand what you're saying, but this guy wasn't white. I'm not going to say the nationality what he was, but he wasn't white. He was somebody that I know. I've known him for years. He was also dark skinned, but of another nationality. But I'm not sure if some of I'm sure there could be a little racism in there, but I try not to lean towards that too much, because at the end of the day too, there's a lot of OVOs that's hate on him just because. But anyhow you look at it, he got hate. So it's one of those situations when you look back, like Eazy-E, who was also from West Coast Compton, and Eazy always said that even bad publicity is good publicity. And they try to hate on it so much that he's the highest watched Super Bowl performance ever, better than Michael Jackson. So he's winning. His catalog, everything's going up by, we within another day or two, we're going to have videos that's going to come out, and it's going to talk about how much his streams are up, SZA's streams are up. And it's going to be one of those things where you're going to be like, God damn. And like I said, I believe he's still going to drop a surprise album. I believe he's still going to drop a surprise album. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a double album with him and SZA, like a collab or something like that. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that happening? Yeah, I appreciate the comment, Path. Yeah, I like you think about it. When you look at even he dropped the Heart series on GNX, and he normally don't drop that on a regular album. Usually that's not on that album, but that's neither here nor there. We all, for real, that would be dope, right? Because you think about it'll be a good way to publicize his career, and it wouldn't be just him, it'll be her too. But I remember seeing her on a talk show. I can't remember what the show was, and they kind of allude to it when they were like, would it be cool if you and Kendrick did a collab? And she was like, it would be nice, and something in that. And the way it came across, I kind of was like, man, I wonder if they got some shit cooking up. Because the one thing about these TDE dudes, TDE, Kendrick, what's his all their crews, the crews they got over there, like they've been tight. The way they got everything like looped up, nobody knows they're dropping. They just drop on random days, and they still winning. It shows how they got the culture basically in a chokehold. If you think about it, they got the culture in a chokehold. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Because at the end of the day, K-Dot came back right when hip hop was finna die, and he had to make the party die and turn his goddamn TV off because the shit he been putting out here, it's been infecting us bad. My leg hurt because of the shit I've been listening to, and all of a sudden, I'm sorry, not K-Bot, K-Dot come back on the scene to interject real life into what we missed and what we needed. Real hip hop. Real hip hop. At the end of the day, once you hear real hip hop, everybody get re-energized and move to the front of the line. But do y'all believe Kendrick is representing hip hop well? Do y'all think he did that pretty good at the Super Bowl? I mean, what were y'all expecting? Were y'all expecting to see Kendrick swinging from, I'm not sure, just swinging across, like, I mean, I'm not sure, in the high wire, doing handstand flips. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a rapper. He's a lyrical genius. So the fact that if you guys go back and listen to his performance, his mic was on the entire time. His mic was on the entire time, for sure. He made sure Drake's TV got turned off, but his mic was on the entire time from start to finish. Never out of breath, never slurring his words, word for word. What's supposed to be said was heard. Think about it. Go back and listen to his performance. The acapella of him doing the rendition of "Man at the Garden," amazing. One of the best performances I've seen. He's a rapper. He's not a singer. He's not. You think about. Hey, I'm gonna try, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the comment. Make sure y'all like the video. I appreciate it. But I'm just being real. A lot of people out here talking about, oh, that was one of the worst performances. I mean, he's a hip hop artist. He's a rapper. What are y'all talking about, right? His breath control. I remember he did the interview right before the Super Bowl, the one he did it with Apple Music. And the kid asked him about what he does to get ready for his performances. And he talked about how he ran like 2 miles just to warm up. And when you saw what he did in the Super Bowl, because if y'all don't know, people don't know who has never played football before, the field is 100 yards long. And he ran the entire 100 yards, especially when he was doing Euphoria. And then he ran the entire line, and he never was out of breath. He kept his focus. He kept everything just, going. And to me, that was one of the most amazing things, that he didn't have any music playing in the background. There was no backup singer. There was no hype man. His mic stayed on the entire time, and he was the only one speaking through the mic, other than SZA. SZA did her thing. You know what I mean? SZA did her thing. So you gotta yeah, breath control, like I said, was amazing. He came in, he did all he needed to do. And the fact, like I said, he was never slurring his words like he didn't know what he was saying. He was ready, knew the mission, did what he had to do. Yeah, and that's what real hip hop has kind of brought back to the forefront. There was at a point where I think we were going to get ready to lose ourselves, right? And what I mean by that is there was a lot of generic music out here. It was generic as hell. It was like what's the name call it? Target music. Target music. It was Target music, elevator music, and Kendrick was all sitting back, just like I said in one of my other videos. I think Kendrick released Mr. Morale just to bait Drake into a rap battle, knowing Drake was going to use it to kill his career. That's all alleged. This is, I got to say that now on YouTube because people be trying to sue. So, ooh. Yeah, I mean, NWA, I think the first group to get a cease and desist from the government for F the police, that was back in my time. I remember when NWA dropped F the Police, 1988, 1999. And I was on the East Coast. It was a lot of unity going on, songs coming out, self-destruction, heading for self-destruction. And everybody was all uniting and it was all peaceful. And then all of a sudden from the West Coast, it was like, F the police coming straight from the gun. It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Who is that? And from then, the West Coast has been banging. Now we got K-Dot in the forefront. And listen, man, I ain't going to sit here and lie, man. Kendrick's one of my favorite artists. I've been listening to K-Dot for a long, 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 long time, like 10, 15 years. Back before when he was a Black Hippie. If y'all know about Black Hippie and Kendrick Lamar, y'all hear some of basically the Kendrick you see now was the Kendrick that used to hang out with Black Hippie. And they was the truth. They was the truth. Yeah, Mos Def did talk about that's who it was, Mos Def, when he talked about the Target music. And this was kind of before everything fell apart for Drake. Yeah, De La Soul. Absol. Yeah. I mean, Absol, Schoolboy Q, Mike, all these guys, man. Me and my daughter's favorite song is Win, 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 Win. We used to sing that all the way to school. She's now 21 this year. God damn, I'm getting old. She's 21 this year. That was a song we used to sing together all the time, But Absol, Scoop, yo, that's the crew right there. And you look at K-Dot and you got to say, yo, he's representing the culture, right? And not that he's only representing the culture, but he's also doing it well. Yeah, he's definitely on. My daughter turns 21 in November. I was born in. Yeah, I was actually born in November too. I'm a Sagittarius. So so how y'all feel about the way people have been talking about this K-Dot performance? It's been getting a lot of hate. Is it worth the hate? You know, because I can enjoy performance even if it wasn't hip hop. It could be country, it could be anything. I could watch anything and say, you know what? I don't enjoy the music, but I love the choreography. I love the artistry. I love what I saw, you know? And it's not like you're putting it down. You go like, hey, that was a good performance, but it's really not my cup of tea. But it's just say that was the worst performance ever. And then the numbers come out showing it was the highest. It was the highest grossed Super Bowl of all time. It beat out Michael Jackson. And then you sit and you really wonder, you go like, hey, bro, what are y'all looking at? What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Because the numbers show, like for instance, I see people talk about, oh, um, there's no way they're gonna invite another hip hop artist back. They just got the most ratings ever. Are you kidding me? Next year, they probably gonna try to go get Lil Wayne, no matter where it's at. Yo, what's K Dot is leaving behind, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, we hope Wayne could put on a show that's gonna compete with what we just saw. Yo, could you imagine that, man? It's like, who's gonna follow Dot? Like, I'm curious to see what's gonna follow now, man, because you look at now, like, yo, who's gonna top it? Because whoever comes after this, if they're not a hip hop or rap artist, they have to pull more. They have to beat them. If we're talking about a pop star that's going to come out, a pop star should be bigger than a rap or a hip hop artist, right? So they have to be from America and they have to be a pop star. So let's think about who's the biggest pop star out now. And we can't say Drake because he's been eliminated, right? Yes, I can see that. Right on cue. Right on cue, my man. Yes, Taylor Swift. And you know what's crazy? I could see Taylor Swift bringing Kendrick out in her performance just to do Not Like Us so he could play again at her Super Bowl. Crazy, right? But yeah, I could see Taylor. That could be the next. That could be the next. But why haven't they asked her already? And you think they asked her and maybe she turned it down? Because I mean, sometimes these things do conflict with scheduling because I'm not sure exactly when they ask the people if they can do it because it does take a toll on you. But at the end of the day, it's a Super Bowl, and I'm not sure a lot of people drop whatever the hell they're doing to perform in the Super Bowl, right? I'm sure of that. Man, maybe maybe she don't want to outshine her man. And well, it's you got to think about it's not really about outshining him. It's about the way they view rap and hip hop, and they don't view it as being a dominant force in the music industry. They look at it as child's play. They look at it as something that we can play with for now. It's gonna die off eventually, but for now we're just gonna allow them to occupy the space and to put up the numbers that it's doing now. You know, if you go back and look at a couple streams Drake had, try to defame this whole run Kendrick's been on, and he's talking about how hip hop's down this year. Hip hop's this, hip hop's that. Bruh, we just dropped 5 Grammys on your ass from a song calling you a pedo. 5 Grammys. Hip hop took over all the Grammys. Doechii, hip hop took over all the Grammys. So back now, that auto tunes and all that crap that Drake and these future people was dropping, nobody want to hear that. No real hip hop people don't want to hear that. We want to hear real bars with real beats. That we are used to. That's what everybody want to hear now. And Kendrick stepped on everybody's shit. Everybody. It don't matter who they are. He done changed the game. He done changed the game. Yeah, I think it was a success, and that's exactly why they mad. But the one thing I say, man, everybody need to congratulate Jay-Z on choosing Kendrick Lamar to be the first hip hop artist at the Super Bowl because when you think about hip hop, you think about the acapella, you think about the beatbox, and you think about you ain't thinking about no auto tunes. You ain't thinking about no AI. No, he can create that within what he's doing in his soul. And that's what Kendrick Lamar is about. He's about the real culturally, how it's connected to the culture. And that's what we got. We got cultural rap performance. We ain't talking about no Ball and Bailey circus here. We talking about one of the best rappers at the height of his game performing at the Super Bowl. What did y'all expect? Jodeci and Boyz II Men? No, it was Kendrick Lamar and Scissor. And that's what we got. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of subliminal messages in there towards we know all the people that got him. There was a lot of that in there. But I just don't understand the hate that he's been getting. I don't understand the hate that he's been getting. Hey, any of y'all going to check out his show? Is he coming anywhere close to y'all? Where y'all checking in from? Let me know where y'all checking in from. I'm in Connecticut. You know, I'm between New York and Boston. So I was looking at tickets, you know, who has more. I think Boston had a little more availability, but he's doing 2 shows in MetLife in New York. And I used to live in New York. I used to live in the Bronx. I am a Yankees and a Jets fan. God help me. But that's for another day. What part? You mean the Bay as in California? Oh, happy birthday. Is that California, the Bay Area? Okay. How much did you pay for them tickets? San Francisco. I haven't I flew into San Francisco one time. I went to a festival out in Oregon a couple of years ago with the Oregon Eclipse. I think it was 2017. One of the best times of my life that I ever had. Clarence from Cali. What up if you're listening? But yeah, San Francisco, man. That's like I said, I flew in there and I flew out of there to go to the festival. That shit was amazing. I definitely got to hear San Francisco at some point. I hear you. I hear you. It's definitely a lot of fun times out there in Cali in that part of the world, man, because I love doing music festivals and things like that. You know, like I know Kendrick resonate with that group of people. So it's definitely one of those things that I love to interject into. Interject into. Always try to keep it hip hop as much as possible. Always try to keep up. So he played hip hop like Not Like Us, rang through at the Super Bowl. Okay, let me see. I got something. I'd appreciate it, man. I appreciate you checking out the channel. I definitely I'll be around, man. I appreciate you checking me out. I'm trying to be on more and more, but I just figure I'll come on tonight, you know, speak my mind, how I feel, man. I don't like to see what I see. People out here just talking with diarrhea mouth. Much love to you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you coming through. You have a good night, man. Be safe. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. K Dot did the unthinkable, right? Not Like Us was played at the Super Bowl. He teased it what, once, twice? Felt like 3 or 4 times in my mind, but I think it was he teased it once and then performed it. But in my mind, I think he teased it like 4 times and then performed it. Right? That's what it felt like to me. But how did y'all feel about that? Do y'all think Drake's going to try to drop a imaginary lawsuit now against the NFL because they allowed him to perform it? Now, he didn't say the pedo line, but everything else was kind of, the crowd said it. The crowd said everything, you know, but this could potentially become another lawsuit for Senior Drake. Anybody check on Drake? It's been a while, right? He did perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl with intent. Hey, if you're not coming in, make sure you like the video. I'm trying to get to 100 likes to get this video out. I appreciate it. But yeah, he did not like us with intent when he eventually got to it. Teased it a few times. Of course, Uncle Sam stepped in. And how I feel about Uncle Sam being played by Samuel L. Jackson. Culturally, he's connected. You know, I didn't watch any leaks or anything before the Super Bowl, so I didn't know he was actually going to be performing at the Super Bowl. But I thought when I saw it, I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a great move by K-Dot. You know, then I'm finding out that he was Dr. King's pallbearer or something like that. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's connected to like the Black Panther and stuff like that. I could do more history on that, but it's amazing. It's amazing. But Not Like Us was banged out at the Super Bowl. Did anybody not appreciate that? And if he didn't do Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, would you have been disappointed? Come on. I would have been. If he didn't play that at least once. Because if you think about it, he's played it more than once because the tease was just as infectious as when you did it. Right? Like I said, in my mind, he did it at least 3 times, maybe 4. So when you got to the mental breakdown of when it actually happened, it felt good, real good. Now, anybody check on Drake over in Australia? How's he doing? I haven't heard of him. You know, I know he showed up. It was like a week ago in some white, like boots, some big old husking boots or whatever the hell they call them. You know, and he think he's the baddest. You know, but you know, I want Drake to basically go out there and sell out and do good and come back. And I'm hoping that he drop this song that's gonna basically make us say, this dude is back. He's on this game. He's, you know, the best way and the only way to get out of this is to put out music. And he hasn't been doing that at all. He hasn't been even trying. So I don't know. I'm hoping his new party album bring at least something. Let me know down in the comments or let me know anything. How do y'all feel about this new Drake album he got about to drop at Party? Do y'all see it going anyway? Because I think anything he is on until he dropped this UMG case, man, I think that shit is dead. But don't kill the messenger. I'm just here to bring news and keep conversation going. All right? That's all I'm here for. But you see it. Not Like Us was played at the Super Bowl. Did that offend y'all at all? I mean, why would it, right? Why would it? Kendrick Lamar halftime Super Bowl, most watched Super Bowl ever. And with all the talk people have been doing, all the backhanded compliments they've been given, he's here. He is him. And the fact that he's broken that record, you go back to the beef, to the conversation with the Mike and Prince, and him switching it to the Son and the Joe Jackson and all those lyrics, and then you find out that he actually performs at the Super Bowl with a diss track, and he actually had Euphoria. Oh my God, Euphoria was the actual song where he basically sunned Michael Jackson with Joe Jackson. He performed Euphoria at the Super Bowl. His performance now tops Michael Jackson as the top performance of all time. Listen, Kendrick is winning. I don't know what's going on, but he's winning right now, and I don't see it coming down anytime soon. And if he drops the surprise album, the deluxe, right now with SZA, which I think would be one of the craziest things, but him and SZA doing a compilation album right before the tour, could you imagine? Like, and we've all Kendrick fans. I mean, I'm not sure how other people feel about it, but we feel like he left enough nuggets to say there's another album coming. He's left enough nuggets. Whether it happens or not, we don't know. We're hoping that it does, but I don't think you'll wait for the tour to start to release an album, right? So why not release it going into the tour? I thought going into the Super Bowl would have been cool, but he had to get that GNX energy out at the Super Bowl. So now we get out of GNX. At some point, we watched the party die at somewhere in there. I'm not sure where the party died, but he's actually king of the party. Drake's TV got turned off, right? So now the TV's off. Where do we go from there? Now we have to go somewhere because he just turned his TV off. Are you just going to leave him in a room by himself with his TV off? That's some diabolical stuff, dude. That's how they end up at the, what do they call that white room that doesn't have no doors and doesn't have no windows? You're going to leave him in that room with the TV? No, man, that's not right. That's not right. So I suspect there's another album coming out. Now, you could say reincarnated is a good way to come off of the GNX album, but he just turned his TV off. So where do we go from there? We need something else to wake up going into the tour. So whatever that tease song he dropped at the start of the Super Bowl performance, at the start of the GNX release album, that to me is the next Squabble Up or the Not Like Us of the deluxe album, if you ask me personally. It will make more sense. I mean, why would it not? Now, I don't know if it would include SZA, because the only thing that would make sense is to drop a compilation album with SZA. If they're both going to be going on tour, and SZA is not the guests. They're headlining the tour together. You know what I'm saying? So SZA brings in, she brings in just as much views and just as much listeners as Kendrick. You can go check the stats. Go check the stats. So they're headlining this. So why would they not drop an album together? We all want to see it, right? We all want to see that. Now, in the Super Bowl performance, she only did 2 songs, but SZA is smoking. And you could definitely tell her presence when her voice is present. It stands out. It stands out very well. And that's what we want. Everybody wants a SZA Kendrick collaboration. That's something I think a lot of us could say we want. Let me know how y'all feel about a Kendrick SZA collaboration. How much do y'all want to see that? And if you're coming in, please like the video. I'm trying to get to 100 likes for the video, and it'll just get it out to other people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, we want to see a Kendrick SZA collaboration. I like to see it. Why not? I think it would be great for hip hop. Now, where they'll take it, we don't know. But when you look at those 2 artists, they've been together a long time. And when I say a long time, they've been together since Black Hippie. And real Black Hippie people know what I'm talking about, real Kendrick fans. They go off a long way back. Back before a lot of this started, they were the group that was running together. So they got a lot of history together. A lot of history. And I would love to see that. I would love to see that. The state of where hip hop has gone and where Kendrick has brought it back to me, is amazing. And I don't see anything better. I think a lot of people now are really looking at the work that they're putting out. They're really conscious of what's going out. I think rap within itself are going to have different lanes now. They need to start separating lyrical stuff from rap to pop. Guys who are pop that could say a few rhymes and think they can get into the rap game and battle with a real lyricist. And then when they get murdered, they want to sue. That's kind of what we see. They need to separate the rap game. They need to split it up in different functions, because you run into a K-Dot and you get massacred and you start suing people and you be like, it's like, well, your fans the one that hyped you up to get that ass whooping. It wasn't K-Dot. K-Dot was always the same guy that he was. You're the one got your head blasted by your fans and was like, yo, get K-Dot, get K-Dot, get K-Dot. And you start thinking like, man, I could turn that 400 million into 600 million. And I could do like Jay-Z said and said, when that house was 2 million, now it's 4 million. And you heard it in your head, but you didn't actually look across and said, he's had a hard life. I shouldn't mess with him. He knows how to write rhymes. He does his own albums. That's not who he is. Okay, a halftime show is for entertainment, not to think, save that for the tour. Well, you got to think about it. It's a good point you're making. You're right. You want to be entertained, right? You want to come out. You want to let go. You want to relax. You want to take in the moment. You want to feel good. You don't have to think about it. Now, let me say this. Watching the show that I watch, you could have done that. He played Squabble Up. He played TV Off. He played all this stuff. Very entertaining. You did not have to watch what you watched to enjoy the show. However, a lot of us like to take it in after. Now, when I originally watched the Super Bowl, I did not dig into all the cookies and stuff. I watched it with my kid, and I literally was banging out in my living room like, oh, and what I saw. But I literally was enjoying the music and what he put out. But after, I pulled it up to check out and see what it was. Now, how many artists do you know leave nuggets for you to think about? Now, to me, an artist that does that is almost like a writer that writes and you're constantly thinking about them. Like this Super Bowl happened already. When was the last time we've been dissecting Super Bowls after it happened? And this is going to go on for weeks. Who performed that last year's Super Bowl? Do you even remember now? Who performed the year before? Do you even remember that? Because we haven't broke down nothing after that Super Bowl ended. The only Rihanna one was, oh, she's pregnant. We kind of saw that at Super Bowl. Other than that, who performed last year? I don't even goddamn remember. I know it was also put together by, it was Usher. It was Usher. What did we break down about Usher's show? The show came and went faster than a fart and wind. Seriously, tell me, what was it to break down about that show? It was simple. It was boom. Did you even watch the Super Bowl for the Usher Super Bowl? Chris, did you watch the Super Bowl, the Usher Super Bowl? I'm sure most people didn't. Because this right here, this Super Bowl right here, it's the greatest ever. It's at the top of the mountain. Top of the mountain. And I know some people say, oh, the West is winning. It ain't really, you could say, yeah, the West is winning, but this is hip hop. This is about hip hop. And they've always a lot of them guys always keep it hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I know it's about entertainment, but sometimes it's good to think about things, right? If you didn't want to watch any of the visuals, you didn't have to, but the music kept you entertained. But Kendrick, no, he was at the biggest stage ever, Super Bowl. Why not put something out that people are going to remember? At some point, you have to leave a mark on this world. And when you're sitting on the biggest stage in the world, the fact that he chose not to do any of his major hits, he had two songs that was in there from the past, but everything he did was recently released. He stayed in the future. He stayed within the beef. He stayed within GNX. You know, most artists that come to the Super Bowl, they perform their back catalog. If Drake had came to the Super Bowl, he'd have been doing all his back catalog. It would have been wiped up. Whitney Houston's done it. Rihanna's done it. Dre, Snoop, they all have done it. But he came in and did all his new stuff. And at the end of the day, you know what happened at the end of that? He beat out Michael Jackson for the most viewed Super Bowl of all time, most Super Bowl halftime show of all time. And if y'all didn't know, he doesn't get paid for that. Of course, his back catalog's going to get molested, pause. But that's what it's all about. It's about making money. After you do the Super Bowl, everything you do go up. The big A that was hanging on his chest, yeah, that was an A minor, but that's PG Lang. You know what I mean? It's always a double and triple entendre with K-Dot, but yeah, I know how that is. So, Eugene, you did not enjoy the halftime show? Is that kind of what you're alluding to? And who out there, is there anybody in the chat that did not enjoy it? I want to hear your comment if you did not enjoy the show. Because there's a lot of people out here like I don't like when people hate just because they just hate because isn't that good thing to do as it's good. I don't like it because my friend don't like it. No. We all have a choice. We all have the opportunity to choose and be who we want to be, right? I'm not sure where you're tuning in from over the world, but in America, you should literally supposed to have choice. That's what they say, choice. So, was this the worst Super Bowl performance you have ever seen? That's all I'm asking. Give me a Y for yes and for no down in the chat if y'all can. Please like the video. I'll appreciate it. Get it out to more people. I'm trying to get 100 likes on this video. But yeah, that's I got on Twitter today and man, people was like, yo, this is the worst performance I've seen in my life. I didn't know any of these people, so I was like, oh, they all shit. But I go to work, I see a few people that I work with. I didn't like it. I thought it was trash. So it was. And then my kid's son who doesn't like Kendrick's 24 tells me, I like that. I want more of that, Dad. He said that was a damn good hip hop performance. And I was like, you're right, hip hop performance. And that's where a lot of people are losing themselves because he did his hip hop. He did hip hop better than hip hop was done in years. He did it better than when Dre and Snoop and 50 did it. He took it, he peeled back the onion. He scaled the skin back to the origination of hip hop. The acapella, all those things that he did, those are where hip hop started. And what other hip hop artists would have been able to do that? There is none. None. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. And when you look at Kendrick is what hip hop is. He defines hip hop. Like who else could have done it on this stage? And then after you defeat the GOAT, or one of the GOATs, or the two of the GOATs, one ran, the other one he strangled. So Cole ran off, because the wolf came and there was no shepherd there to protect the sheep. So Cole was a sheep that ran off, right? Drake had his shepherd. They're the writers, by the way. He had his shepherd, and they kind of protected him a little bit. And Kendrick didn't need none of that because he became the wolf. You know what I'm saying? But you look at the way it all played out. Like you think about it, going into this beef, no one thought that Kendrick would even
No
respond.
power. Please recharge.
Oh, let me plug in my hold up. Losing.
No power. Please recharge.
All right, I'm coming. You plug in my speaker. I'm going. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Plugged in. Make sure y'all like the video. I appreciate it. Want to help support the channel. So man, yeah, I'm in here. I'm in here talking about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance and what this is doing for hip hop. This is what's, people are dogging it, and I know it's a good talking point because you see a lot of people just making it clickbait, but this ain't clickbait. This ain't clickbait. I truly want to really know if you're watching now or you're watching later on. How do you really feel about this performance? Are you culturally connected to hip hop? Do you listen to hip hop? Do you care about hip hop? If you're an older person like me, I'm in my late 40s, 48. So if you were younger when you were in your teens, hip hop was still new to our culture. It was out, it was already out, but it was still new. And you could remember some of the conversation you had with your parents where they looked at it as a game. They didn't take it serious. And to see that win 5 Grammys and then a week later performs at the Super Bowl kind of show how far hip hop has come to today. And that's what I kind of, because we could say Wayne could have been up there, we could have said Drake could have been up there, we could have said, a lot of other artists, rap artists could have gone, but for some reason they picked Kendrick. And my question to y'all is, were they wrong? Were they wrong about it? Were they wrong about who they really wanted to represent rap culture? Right? At the end of the day, he's representing rap culture. Is he not the best person to do it right now in the game? And if he's not, who is? Who's better? Who's better to represent Kendrick, the hip hop than Kendrick? Because there's no one left. And the one thing too that's kind of going to happen with Kendrick, and we already seen it with this album that he just dropped, GNX, and potentially his next album, because he knocked off the GOAT, he's going to have the opportunity to change the sound, change the music sound in rap and hip hop. And he's going to stir it into a new way. Every 3 to 4 years, music goes through a change. There's a change in the music. If you listen to a lot of music, you can tell. You can tell where the music will change and something is added. And whoever that person at the top it is going to steer the music. For years it was Drake. Rihanna was doing it. Justin Bieber did it for a while. Of course, the king of pop, Michael Jackson, all those people. But Kendrick's is going to be the one that's going to take that West Coast vibe music and he's going to turn it into something. It hasn't formed yet. Now, if he drops the deluxe album like a lot of us speculate he will, this may be the album that's going to transform hip hop into something that we haven't heard yet. Now, how hip hop can it go back? I don't think it could go back to where it was. I think it could morph into something better, you know, something new. Because at the end of the day, if you want what Kendrick pull out to culturally stick around, you have to morph it into something new where the younger generation can look at it and says, I want that. This is what I want. So when you look at what Kendrick is doing, the way he's changing the culture, the way he's making people think, the way he's making people like like he mentioned it. I make music like he talked about Drake make music that pacify you, and he talked about that in the lyrics, and people talked about that. Kendrick makes music that you should hear, not what you always want to hear, but this is what you should be listening to. Where Drake would make music just because you want to do this, and Kendrick is like, no, 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 no. You could do this, but this is what you need to hear. And he talked about that. And a lot of people always think that the party is always better. Yes, the party is good, but you never miss an opportunity to tell a good story, whether it's in a good time or a bad time. Yes, you sneak it in when you have to, even if it's a funeral, but you sneak it in there. And that's what K-Dot is talking about. If I'm on the biggest stage, the biggest Super Bowl stage, I want to be heard. My people's been oppressed. And let's not just be dishonest. That's kind of what it is. You know, yeah, he's trying to flee the slaves and more. He's trying to take us in a place that we ain't ever been to. So, of course, when he's performing in front of the president of the United States, performing on the world's biggest stage, everybody's watching. He's going to pop out and show. And I think he did that. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after this. Like I said, I'm really, really hoping he dropped this new album. How y'all feel about what's next to come for Kendrick? Like, now the Super Bowl's over. I'm not sure when the tour is starting. Tour's supposed to be starting sometime. I'm still see if I could get tickets. I know he's coming to New York and Boston, and those cities split with me. So I'm definitely going to try to get out there. Anybody going to see Kendrick in concert, stadium tour? Let me know if anybody going. I'll definitely like to hear some feedback from you guys. Make sure y'all like the video. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, I'm definitely trying to get tickets. Definitely try to get tickets. But I'm gonna basically head out here, get on. I appreciate y'all coming through tonight and hanging out with me. If y'all coming on after, leave y'all comments down below. I really want to know how y'all feel about Sir Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. And is it worth all the hate it's been getting? Or did you find it to be one of the better performances? Because according to the numbers say that this Super Bowl was better than Michael Jackson Super Bowl. Now, this is just view-wise. So what that kind of tells you is the animosity built up towards the event was just as big. So if you want to kind of compare Michael Jackson, because if you remember, if you're from that time, I want you to leave a comment too. If you remember, I think it was 1991, and you heard Michael Jackson was going to perform, compared to when you heard Kendrick Lamar was going to perform. Was it the same type of feeling? Because you had to be there to understand what it was like when people found out Michael Jackson was performing, because at this time he was one of the biggest pop stars around in the world. It wasn't just the United States, the world. And when he came out and did the Super Bowl, I remember everybody kind of stopped doing whatever they did to watch that. And then Kendrick performs. And I noticed a lot of people had something to say. Now I'm seeing why, because it seemed like everybody watched the Super Bowl. Now, if you were on the other side, the OVOs, the Drakers, then yes, you're gonna hate the Super Bowl. You didn't like it. He got your buddy got dragged. You lost the battle. You got dragged. We all see that. But if you're on the other side, you came out. And then there's some in between who it's like I guess the older folks who's like, what the hell is this crap? They don't really know what's going on. But some of them are okay with it. Some of them are okay with it. I can't complain. But yeah, my boy beat out Mike Jackson, and people are still hating. People are still hating. Not like us was played at the Super Bowl, right? People are still hating. And like, what was it? Easy E said, he always said that, man, because they got a cease and desist from the federal government for F the police. And he always said, bad publicity is good publicity. So I guarantee Kendrick just tripled everything he put his hand down on. Whatever he walked when he walked into what's the big Bellagio or whatever, and he put down whatever number it is, that just tripled after the Super Bowl. That just tripled. And you can believe what you want to. The narrative, some people are going to spin it how they want to, and they're going to try to say, oh, this is one of the worst performances of all time. No, 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 no. The numbers say it's the most viewed of all time. It beat out Michael Jackson. So what does that tell you? It beat out Michael Jackson. Hee. Think about that. It beat out Michael Jackson. Ain't nobody around here trying to hate. Because at the end of the day, listen, Mike is the king of pop. Not rap, but king of pop. And we could say that pop music is a little different from rap, right? Pop music's supposed to be bigger because it's universal. It's international. Where rap is usually domestic. It destroyed it. Destroyed it. I know somebody said Taylor Swift could probably break that record. I don't know. Do y'all think Taylor got more haters than Kendrick? I mean, she got twice as much people that love her, but she's probably one person that could break that record. When you think about it, Taylor, Beyonce, something like that. But dude just took down Michael Jackson. So I ain't gonna worry about Taylor or Beyonce right now. I'm gonna just let them breathe and big up to K-Dot, man, because this is an accomplishment that's bigger than Michael Jackson. And he was the king of pop. He was the king of pop. So I gotta ask the question while I'm already here. I'm thinking about it. Would Drake have done any better? Because I saw some idiot wrote that after the Super Bowl talking about Drake performance would have been way better. Because the way I'm looking at it, I thought it was a good performance, but I'm really talking about the performance because at the end of the day, we're talking about business, right? And the NFL is a business. And they got Rock Nation, and Rock Nation got them an artist, right, to perform at the Super Bowl. While that artist performed at the Super Bowl, they were the highest grossed watched Super Bowl of all time. Rock Nation did its job. Beyond whatever. It doesn't matter what you say. Rock Nation did its job. The NFL don't care who liked it or who didn't. They got more people to watch the halftime shows since Michael Jackson in 1991. That's all they care about. They don't care about who liked it or who didn't. I don't give a crap about that. The ratings, like, it destroyed past ratings. Destroyed it. So for the people that sit there and say, "Oh, this was one of the worst Super Bowl show ever," I think the NFL is gonna find other ways. No, they just got the highest rating ever. They can't wait for the next one or whoever Rock Nation puts in there. Yo, I think we all need to give a round of applause to Jay, man, because Jay Z and Rock Nation picked Lamar, and I thought he represented hip hop at the highest level and the best that he could. I think he did that, and the NFL got the best bang for their money. They got an artist coming in that that I wanted to use my that swept the Grammys the week before you perform at the Super Bowl. 5 Grammys for a song that's going to be performed the following week at a Super Bowl. Like, think about how special that is. That has never happened before. Everything that's going on now, that's happened in the Super Bowl, that happened in the beef, that like this just started, what was it, back in June of last year. And now that song that's dissing this guy is being performed at the halftime show, and the whole world is tuning in to see if he performs it, and does he do the wop 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 wop. Of course, with the minor stuff, but that's what we tuned in for. It was like, oh my God, he's doing it. Oh my, he did it. Oh my God, he's doing it. Sweep the Grammys. Biggest diss song. Now I heard what was the other song that I came out years ago? There was another diss track. Now, the Childish Gambino, This Is America, I heard originally that track was a diss track started towards Drake, and it evolved into other things. So that was originally a diss track towards Drake. So it's kind of like this is the second diss track that won a Grammy towards Drake. There was another track that I heard that could have been a diss track. I can't remember off the top of the head right now. But oh, Mama Said Knock You Out. That won a Grammy. That was, if you don't know, LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. That was a diss track towards Cool Mo D. So that also won a Grammy. That was also a diss track to win a Grammy. All the whole old heads and the old school cats that know about music. But the fact that he swept the Grammys going into the Super Bowl, like just like what did y'all expect? You know, but for a lot of people to sit there and be like, oh, this is the worst Super Bowl performance ever. Who's getting paid? Can I get some payola too? You know, because there's no way you guys could be honest with yourselves. I mean, I know the Grammy gets it right and wrong sometimes, but he got five, five, five. And they did it all at the Super Bowl. They just kept whopping away. Were y'all surprised that he played Not Like Us? Leave me a comment down there at the Super Bowl. And I mean, he didn't say the minor part, which I thought was cool, but the whole crowd did it. The whole crowd did the song. You know, he could have came out there and put the whole mic up and the crowd would have did the song. But another thing too, a lot of these people that attend the Super Bowl, a lot of them are, do y'all know how Super Bowl tickets cost? The general fan ain't affording no tickets. So I'm wondering too, how much of that sound is pumped in there with music, the stadium noise during the Super Bowl, But listen, for everything that this song has done since it's come out, and the only reason this song is still alive is because Drake's keeping it alive. Every time he's getting ready to die, he put in a lawsuit or he does something to spike the thing. I wonder where this is going to show up next week on the Billboard. We're gonna have to do that because it's gonna be high. We're gonna get a lot of Kendrick Lamar's. He's gonna be in the top this week as well. The entire GNX album, all his past catalog. I'm curious to see what those numbers are. We're gonna check in with academics to check those numbers at some point, but I'm definitely curious to see. Definitely curious to see. Well, it's 4 a.m. on the East Coast where I'm at. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a little bit. I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna check out. I'm heading on in 2 hours. Make sure y'all like the video. I appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel. If y'all enjoy the content, I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna head out. This is Peapod Cove, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace.